In my last video, I talked about the slavery, and most of slaveries are black people, and they remind me when we read the book Frederick Douglass, and the main character of the book, was a slave, and he's been suffer uh, for a long time, and but finally he got free, and in that book um, there's a lot of point that show how Americans and how people treat blacks, and there's people are not racism, and they treat black people as normal people, and like Frederick Douglass when he uh, when he was um, a slave, and he's trying to learn English, learn how to read and write, and so there's kids that children and teach him, and as a Douglas giving them food to eat, and those kids know that Dr. Douglas is a black people, but they are still willing to teach him. And but what I think is that those kids won't teach him if Douglas did not give them anything. I don't think those kids will teach him free. I mean, during that time, there's people. I mean, people treat black people unequally, and the only reason why is because their skin color is black. And but later on, when Frederick got to the change the master, and he met the woman, she's willing to teach him, and but her husband did not allow her to teach Douglas, and there's few people that treat them well and treat those black people as the normal ones, but most of the people do not like her. So racism is really a big problem that in the history of America. And so after the Civil War, and the 13th Amendment to abolish slavery was approved in 1865, and in addition, Congress passed the Civil Rights Act of 1866 and expand the scope of civil rights for all people born in the United States. And that's after that's after the uh, uh, that's after yeah that's after the event I talked about in my last video. And so the in 1879 California Constitution prohibits states and local governments and business registered in California from hiring Chinese. Um, that's the time come to American that uh, um, trying like feeling that Asians and or Chinese people are not like American people, and it's the same thing as they treat the blacks. So in addition, the 1879 California Constitution authorized the local government of California to deport the Chinese from the territory. And in 1882, the law on the prohibition of Chinese workers from immigration to China was promulgated at the national level, and several massacres of Chinese people, including the Yanquan massacres in 1885 and the Hell Canyon massacre in 1887, further proved that the deep racist hatred of the Chinese people by the United States. So, yeah, and yeah, that's how American treat Chinese during that time, and I think that's during the World War. And here's the article saying that um, expanded the information about what I just said. Is that the 1879 Constitution of the United States of California prohibit employment of Chinese people by state and local government, and by business incorporated in California. Also, the 1879 California Constitution delegated power to local governments of California to remove Chinese people from within their borders. The Chinese Exclusion Act banning immigration of Chinese people was enacted on the national level in 1882, while the immigration of people from Asian countries in addition to China was banned by the Sweeping Immigration Act of 1977. So there's a huge problem between American and Chinese and Asians. So people think that they are at a level that above those blacks or Chinese or Asians. So they're thinking that those people are lower than them and they treated them unequally.